Welcome back, class. So this is the lecture number 2 of organic chemistry, and in this lecture we are going to start the chemical properties of alkyl halide or chemical reactions of alkyl halide. Chemical reactions of alkyl halide. Okay, so the topic of discussion is a nucleophilic substitution reaction. Very important topic for the syllabus, for examination, competitive examination. From every point of view, this is very important topic, and you might be knowing about this topic, that substitution nucleophilic unimolecular and biomolecular reactions, SN1 and SN2 reaction. Okay, so today's we are going to discuss about the SN1 reaction. So in this chemical reaction of alkyl halide, will start with the nucleophilic substitution reaction. Nucleophilic substitution reaction. Okay, and in this nucleophilic substitution reaction we'll talk about SN1 today. So what is the nucleophilic substitution reaction? Let's take a reaction and then we'll start the discussion. We have a CH3Br, okay, and then we have a nucleophile OH negative. So what will happen in presence of water? This will heat and this will convert it into CH3OH with release of Br negative. Now what happened here? Here this is a nucleophile, okay, negative charge, this is a nucleophile. So this nucleophile actually substituted this bromide radical. Okay, this is again it is also nucleophile, so this is replacing this one or substituting this one. So this is actually a nucleophilic substitution. Okay, and what information we can gain if you go for the general reaction, this is for 1 degree alkyl halide, this you can go for 2 degree and 3 degree also. So if you go for the general reaction, what is general reaction? Let's take an example of 3rd degree C X. Okay, so this is the tertiary alkyl halide, and as we know that this X, that means the halogens are more electronegative compared to carbon, so the electron will shift towards this side, and as the electron will shift towards this side, this is partially negative and this is partially positive, and then a nucleophile, a negative charge, can easily attack on that carbocation. Okay, so this will attack on this carbocation and this will release this nucleophile easily, so halide easily. So this is how C N U and then X negative. So this is the general reaction. What other things we can find here, that this is called leaving group. This is what? This is leaving group, the group which is leaving from the reaction. Okay, so this is actually leaving group. Better the leaving group, faster is the nucleophile. So better the leaving group, faster is the reaction, you can say. So the leaving group property is also very important in this case. So this is the halogen, so we have Ri, the fastest, then Rbr, then Rcl, and then Rf. So this one is the faster and this one is the slowest. What depends, this is based on the bond dissociation energy. Okay, so bond dissociation energy of Ri is very less, so it will easily break. So it is a faster, it will be the better living group compare. And again, of course, the size also, size of this is bigger, so bond will become weaker, and so that the bond dissociation energy is less. So this will be the better living group. So this is the order of living group. Okay, moving ahead, now we are going to uh, move the topic of this discussion, and the types of nucleophilic substitution reaction. Types of nucleophilic substitution reaction. So types of nucleophilic substitution reaction, the very first is the um, substitution uh, nucleophilic unimolecular. So this is SN1. Substitution nucleophilic unimolecular. So here additional, till now we know that the substitution by nucleophile, okay, but unimolecular, this is a new thing. That is why I'm saying that this is very important topic to discuss. Okay, so substitution nucleophilic unimolecular. Let's start the discussion on SN1. Let's take an example. uh, we'll take example of tertiary alkyl halide. Why I'm taking tertiary alkyl halide, this I will tell you later. Okay, so let's take an example of tertiary alkyl halide. So CH3, then CH3, CH3, and you can take Br. Okay, so this is tertiary alkyl halide, and then with a base or a nucleophile, you can say a nucleophile. So this will give you CH3 and CH3 and CH3OH with Br negative. Okay, so this is the reaction of SN1. Now on the basis of mechanism, we will able to understand the concept. So mechanism of this reaction is very important. So let's talk about the mechanism of this reaction. So this involves two step. So the first step is what will take the reactant, and that is the CH3 and CH3 Br, and this will give you cation, a tertiary carbocation, CH3 plus. Okay, this will give a tertiary carbocation with Br negative. So this is a reversible reaction, and this is a slow step process. This is a slow reaction. Okay, slow step. And as it is a slow step, so slow steps is always a RDS. RDS means rate determining step. Okay, then uh, because here the breaking of bond is involved and it required higher energy, so the reaction will become slow, so it will be a rate determining step. Then the second step is what? The attack of nucleophile and that carbocation. So we have a carbocation CH3, then CH3, then CH3 carbocation is here, and we have a nucleophile, a negative charge nucleophile, and this will attack on this carbocation, and this will attack on this carbocation. So this will give you a nucleophile, or you can take OH negative. Okay, so this will give you CH3 CH3 CH3OH. Okay, so this is the fast step. This is the fast step. So mechanism says that the first step is the rate determining step. Okay, so here we'll talk about the kinetics of this reaction. Kinetics, what are the kinetics? Because there are several information we can gather from this. So the kinetics involved is what? Kinetics of SN1. What information? The first, as the RDS involve what? Only one reactant. RDS involve only one reactant. As RDS, rate determining step, involves only one reactant. Okay, hence it is a unimolecular reaction. One reactant, so it is a unimolecular reaction. If you have some idea of chemical kinetics, then you know that what is unimolecular, what is bimolecular, okay, what is first order and what is second order reaction. So unimolecular reaction. So what it means that the rate is depends only on the this reactant, and this reactant it was CH3 whole thrice CBr. Okay, so this is information we can get from this side. Now uh, as this is a slow step, okay, so this is a rate determining step. And in the second stage, if you are adding a nucleophile, then whatever amount, whatever concentration you are increasing or decreasing, it has no effect on rate, because rate is depends only on this reactant. So second step is independent of what? Rate determining rate. So it is independent of concentration of this nucleophile also. There is no need of any stronger nucleophile actually. Okay, very easily it can go for the product formation. So this is again and quite information, better information about the kinetics of SN1, that the concentration of a nucleophile has no measurable effect on rate. So second information you can get, the concentration of nucleophile, the concentration of nucleophile has no measurable effect on rate. Reason is what? Because it is independent. It is depends only on the reactant, that is the tertiary alkyl bromide. So whatever concentration you're using, it is unaffected totally. Okay, then we can get some more information. So this is the page number 1. Okay, then the second what information you can get next is as you can see that this involves two step. Okay, this involves two step. So it is a two-step process. It is a two-step process. So third is what? It is a, it is two-step process. Okay, then the fourth one, uh, this is again very important, that as I told you earlier, that why I am using tertiary alkyl bromide here. Okay, reason is what? See, when you are forming a carbocation, so stability of carbocations is was 3 to 1. We had already discussed in our previous units. Okay, the stability of carbocation is tertiary, secondary and primary. So the intermediate form is carbocation and it should be stable. So we required a reactant which has a stable carbocation. So order of reactivity depends upon the stability of carbocation. So order of reactivity depends on what? Depends upon stability of carbocation, upon stability of carbocation. Okay, so hence order is what? Hence order will be, order will be 3 2 and 1. And it's purely depends on what? It's purely depends on the carbocation form. And the last and another important information is what? That we required here polar protic solvent. Reason I will clear next to you. Okay, in some later on I will discuss, and then we will discuss later on. Leave it. So this is the information we can get from SN1 reaction. Now moving ahead, and another important aspect from SN1 is the stereochemistry of SN1. Stereo stereochemistry stereochemistry of SN1. So this is again very important one point to be noted. Now what is stereochemistry? So you might be knowing about the stereochemistry because we had discussed this in first semester. I think the first semester is the topic. So let's talk about the stereochemistry. So for the stereochemistry, if, you should just know that what is the chiral molecule and what is the a chiral molecule. So here we required chiral carbon, because if you see this example which we have taken is carbon which is bonded with a three methyl group and one bromide. So this is not a chiral carbon, okay. But instead of that, if it is bonded with four different groups, definitely it is a chiral carbon. So we'll take the example of chiral carbon in order to understand the stereochemistry in SN1 reaction, okay. So let's take an example. So here I'm drawing carbon, then Br, okay. Then we have CH3, and then we have uh, hydrogen we can take, and this is the CH2CH3. So this is what? sp3 hybridized chiral carbon, okay. So this is chiral carbon and hybridization is what? sp3, and geometry will be tetrahedral, no doubt. Then what is happened in the first step is that is a reversible step. So one formation of carbocation occur here. So carbocation carbon, and this is the CH3, and then we have this hydrogen. So I'm right drawing this hydrogen like this, and then we have this ethyl group. This is CH2 and CH3, and this is the formation of what? Carbocation, okay. So now just see what is difference. This is sp2 and this is sp3, tetrahedral, and this is planar. This is planar. Now what is important thing about this geometry? If it is a planar, it is a tertiary it is a carbocation, okay. If it is a planar, what is the importance in this case? See, if it is a planar molecule, then the attacking reagent can attack from both side, front side and back side. That is called rear and front side, okay. So in the second stage, this is the first stage, okay. This is the first stage, and in the second stage, let's draw this molecule again. So here I am drawing it again. So this is the carbon, this is CH3, and then we have hydrogen here. This side is the hydrogen this side, and here we have this is like this, CH2CH3 and plus carbocation. So here now we have a two choice of attacking reagent, and this two choice is what? of nucleophile. This is OH negative and this is OH negative. So first what this is called front attack. Sorry, if this attack like this, so this is called front attack. Okay, this is front attack. And if you go from attack from this side, this is a back attack or rear attack. So this is, so because of it is a planar carbocation, so it has two choice, so any nucleophile or any reagent has a two choice to attack. What happened when this attack is there? See, if we go for this case, so in this case we have carbon, then CH3, okay, then we have a hydrogen, okay, and then we have a CH2 CH3 CH2 CH3, and then with this OH will be joined to this side. And if you go for this side, then see here something is changed. This carbon here structure look like this CH3, okay, and then it is a backside attack, so OH will be goes to this side, and this is this change in structure is what this hydrogen which is in this side, it will comes to this side. So this is what the hydrogen, and this is what the ethyl group CH2 CH3. And we have a plenty of information with this stereochemistry. Whenever this kind of attack is there, this actually form enantiomer. This is the typical example of formation of enantiomer, pair of enantiomer. Okay, pair of enantiomers. So let's talk about this. This is called plus, sorry, not this is not plus, this is minus actually, minus butane to all, butane to all, okay, and this is plus butane to all, so name is that. So this will lead to give you two different enantiomer pair, one with the retention of configuration and other one is what the inversion of configuration. So one this is what enantiomer pair, okay, enantiomer pair is what one with retention means what retain the structure, retention of configuration, and second is the inversion of, inversion is what opposite, inversion of configuration. So as you can see, that this structure is inverted from this, okay, here the structure is inverted, so this is example of inversion, this is example of inversion, and this is what retain its structure, only the addition of nucleophile occurs, so this retain its structure, so this is called retention, this is called retention, and both will give you 50-50%, both will give, this is the 50% and this is also 50%. What does it means when both the enantiomer pair are in equal proportion, this is called a racemic mixture, this is what actually racemic mixture, when 50-50% ratio is 50-50 equal, okay, and if it is a racemic mixture, then and hence uh, it is optically inactive, it is optically inactive, okay. So this is what is the stereochemistry of SN1. This is very important. The backside attack will give you inversion, the front side attack will give you retention. Retention means what? Retain the structure, whatever is the attacking structure, that means whatever the reagent, this will, whatever the carbocation, it will retain its structure, and in inversion it will invert the structure, that means the structure will be simply change, opposite of that structure. Okay, so this is stereochemistry of S11. So we had what till now what we had discussed, we had discussed about the general introduction of nucleophilic substitution reaction, then types. So in that type, the first is SN1. In that SN1, this is the mechanism, and this is the kinetics of SN1. Then we have stereochemistry of SN1. This is very important, stereochemistry. So many questions are asked, especially the MCQs I'm talking. Okay, moving ahead, factors. What are the factors which are responsible, which are affecting the S1? So factor affecting factor affecting SN1. Okay, so factor affecting S1, the very first is a solvent effect. What is the effect of solvent? This I just told you that I will discuss it later on. So what is the effect of solvent effect? Okay, so as I told you that for the SN1 reaction we required polar protic solvent. Polar protic solvent. Polar protic solvent means what? That solvent which have proton. Okay, that means let's take an example. We have HOH, ROH is there. Then the acetic acid is again one of the example of polar protic solvent. So these are some examples. This certainly enhance the rate of SN1. What enhance the rate of SN1? Okay, because what? Because of polar protic solvents are stabilized carbocation. Because polar protic solvent stabilize carbocation, and we require that, hence the rate of reaction will increase. So as we know that this is a polar, okay, because of the difference of electronegativity, this is a polar molecule, so we require the taking rigid should also be polar, so that the reaction will be enhanced. So we required polar protic solvent. So this is the first effect. Now the second effect, as we had already discussed about that, the leaving group. Okay, so the second effect is the leaving group. Leaving group means what? That means better the leaving group, higher will be the rate of reaction. So we had already discussed the order. Order is what? Here I'm just show you that this is better the leaving group, faster will be the reaction. So this is the order. Okay, so I'm not going to discuss it in much detail because we had already completed this. So order will be Br, then Cl, and then fluorine. Then effect of nucleophile. So effect of nucleophile is what? Effect of a nucleophile is the third effect. Effect of nucleophile. So effect of nucleophile means what? As I told you that the rate of a reaction does not involve the nucleophile or any other reactant. This is the rate of reaction, RDS, rate determining state, which does not involve any nucleophile. Nucleophile is involved in the second stage. So whatever is the concentration of that nucleophile, it doesn't affect the rate. Okay, so as in SN1, rate of reaction does not involve the incoming nucleophile, so that SN1 can proceed with weak nucleophile at lower concentration. Okay, so it can easily proceed with the what I'm just giving the summary: weak nucleophile even with low concentration. Okay, and this reason is what? Because it is independent of that RDS. Okay, so this is the some factors which affect the SN1. And now we are moving for the last uh, stage of the discussion, and that is the energy profile diagram. And again, it is very important: energy profile diagram. Okay, so this is the last so let's talk about the energy profile diagram. Energy profile diagram. Well, in energy profile diagram, we have a two axes. So let's draw that diagram. Okay, so this is the reaction coordinates. This is what? This is the reaction coordinates, and this is the energy, potential energy. Okay, this is potential energy. So now as we know that the first stage is what? First stage involves the breaking of bond. That means the energy of activation will be very high, because we required what? uh, High bond dissociation energy. So we'll start with a very high bond dissociation energy. So this is I'm talking this is the nucleophile. This is the nucleophile, and this will attack on what? Carbon carbon, R and R X. So here we have a reactant. Okay, then this will goes to this and come to this. I will explain you each and everything, don't worry. Okay, so in the first step, this is the breaking of bond involved here. This is the reactant we have, and this breaking of bond is what? This breaking of bond required. So we required what? High B we required bond dissociation energy. We required some bond dissociation energy. Okay, because the energy of activation is very high in the first step. Energy of sorry energy of activation is very high in first step. Okay, so this is the energy. And then the rate determining step. So rate determining step involves what? It involves the formation of carbocation. So R C and X. Okay, so this is plus and this is minus. So this is the first transition state, which shows the RDS TS first, and then the formation of intermediate. So here if you go for the energy, so this is the difference of energy from this stage to this stage. This is del E1. Okay, then the intermediate will form. So this is the formation of intermediate. This is the intermediate, and in this case what will happen? In this case the nucleophile, the negative charge will what? Attack on R C, carbocation. Okay, and then this will give you transition state second. Okay, so this is the intermediate, and this here the R will combine with nucleophile. This R is R and RC. Okay, I'm writing in the C and NU, R, R and R. Okay, and then finally we'll get the product here. So the product is final direction is this, so product will be R, 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 C, NU plus leaving group. Okay, so this is what the energy profile diagram. This is one difference of energy, and we have uh, this is the formation of carbocation. So here carbocation reaction intermediate, this is called intermediate of carbocation. Okay, and this is the TS2, and here if you go for the energy difference, so energy difference is nothing but this and this, so del E2. So this is what the uh, energy profile diagram based on the steps involved in your mechanism. Okay, so I think this is enough for this lecture because the video is getting longer. So I will finish this one with a question. So let's talk about the question of this lecture. Question number 1: you have to identify uh, the compound identified the compound which will undergo undergo SN1 reaction faster, SN1 reaction faster. Okay, so this we had already discussed, so I don't think it is a big problem for you. First you have A is Cl and B is Cl. So just tell me which one is gives you faster SN1. Okay, and then the second we have Cl and this is the A, and B is CH2Cl. So just give the answer. And the second question I'm writing here, question number 2: an acid, this is based on the stereochemistry, an acid we had already studied in the previous unit also. So an acid having molecular formula molecular formula C3H5O2Br, okay, is optically active. What is the structure? What is the structure? So this two question I'm giving to you, and the answer is based on the discussion which we had done in this video. So I hope that it will not a problem for you. I'm repeating the question: identify the compound which will undergo SN1 reaction faster. We have first question, this is one of the molecule, this is another molecule, so which one will give you faster SN1 reaction and why? Similarly this A and B. And the second question is what: an acid having molecular formula C3H5O2Br, okay, is optically active. So this is an optically active molecule. So what is the structure? So only you need to draw the structure, nothing else. You know that it is optically active, so only you need to draw the structure. So this is all about from lecture number 2. We have long discussion in this lecture, SN1. And if you have any doubt, any thing you want to discuss in this video, please let me inform to by comment. Just comment in the comment box so that I can understand that what you required from this video. Okay, and if you have any doubt, any query, any question, just comment in the comment box. So thank you so much, thank you so much for your watching.